Hello friends and welcome to Star Tears. Today, we remember 6 extraordinary individuals who passed away on September 16, 2025. Every life tells a story, and every story leaves its mark. The people we honor today shaped the worlds of politics, art, sports, music, literature, and television, leaving legacies that continue to inspire. In this episode, we'll journey through the lives of these remarkable figures, celebrating their achievements, understanding the paths that shaped them, reflecting on the challenges they faced, and exploring the lasting impact they've made. Life is fleeting, but stories endure. Let's begin by honoring the first of these unforgettable lives, Robert Redford. He was more than a movie star. He was an ideal, a mentor, a change agent for cinema. Robert Redford passed away at age 89 on September 16, 2025, at his home in Sundance, Utah, the place he made his own. Today, we remember his journey, from small roles to Hollywood icon, from leading man to filmmaker and activist, and the mark he left on culture, environment, and the world of independent film. Born Charles Robert Redford, Jr. on August 18, 1936, in Santa Monica, California. His father was a milkman, mother a stay-at-home mom. He grew up during a time of post-Depression America, World War II, and the changing cultural landscape of mid-20th century California. In youth, Redford showed interest in art, athletics, and acting. He attended Van Nuys High School, then studied at the Pratt Institute in New York, Los Angeles City College, and the University of Colorado, before pursuing acting seriously. Note, his artistic inclinations remained throughout life. Early acting jobs included theater and television, ultimately leading to film roles in the early 1960s. His first film was War Hunt, 1962, and small roles followed. Redford's early major success came with Barefoot in the Park, 1967, co-starring Jane Fonda. His charm and screen presence were evident. In 1969, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid with Paul Newman made him a household name. The role of the Sundance Kid cemented his image as a handsome, affable outlaw. Further successes include The Way We Were, 1973, The Sting, 1973, All the President's Men, 1976, roles that combined charisma with moral complexity. Redford often chose roles that were not only commercially successful, but had deeper themes: social conscience, political conflict, personal struggle. This set him apart from many contemporaries. Redford made his directorial debut with Ordinary People, 1980, which won Academy Awards for Best Picture and Best Director. This was a shift from just being an actor to being a storyteller in full control. Other important directorial works: The Horse Whisperer, 1998, The Milagro Beanfield War, Quiz Show, 1994, the last of which earned critical acclaim and Oscar nominations. As a filmmaker, Redford's style balanced visual elegance with emotional subtlety, often exploring landscapes, character interiority, moral ambiguities, and environmental themes. He often chose projects that allowed both reflection and entertainment. In 1981, Redford founded the Sundance Institute in Park City, Utah, the Sundance Film Festival became the flagship event for independent filmmakers. It was not just a venue for art house. It became a platform for new voices outside the Hollywood system. Redford was an activist. deeply involved in environmental causes, trustee of the Natural Resources Defense Council, public lands preservation, opposition to harmful industrial projects, e.g., campaigns in Utah. He believed in art with responsibility. His activism was not separate from his art. The two informed each other. He used his public platform to speak about climate change, conservation, fairness, civil rights. Even as he aged, Redford continued acting in roles that reflected both his status and his humanity. Some later films, The Old Man and the Gun, 2018, was publicly declared as a possible final acting performance, chosen for its tone and fit with his life stage. His final appearances also included cameos or reprised roles, e.g., in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Alexander Pierce in Captain America, The Winter Soldier in Avengers Endgame. Personal life. Redford was married first to Lola Van Wagenen. They had 4 children. One son died in infancy. Another son, James Redford, died in 2020. In 2009, he married German artist Sibylle Sagars. He is survived by his wife, 2 daughters, grandchildren. Robert Redford died September 16, 2025, in his sleep at home in Sundance, Utah, surrounded by loved ones. He was 89. The official statement came from his publicist, Cindy Berger. No immediate cause of death was provided. Hollywood peers and collaborators paid tribute. Jane Fonda. He meant a lot to me. Beautiful person in every way. Meryl Streep, one of the Lions has passed. Other public figures, critics, filmmakers shared memories emphasizing his integrity, generosity, influence. People recalled his physical beauty, yes, but also his willingness to transcend the image, take risks, support others. Possibly his most enduring legacy is the Sundance Institute and Film Festival, a place where new voices are discovered, where independent film is honored, not just for art, but for challenging storytelling. Directors who began there became major voices. His environmental activism, pushing for preservation of public lands, renewable energy, bringing attention to climate issues. He didn't shy away from political statements when he thought they were needed. Also, his role in changing how actors think about aging in Hollywood, choosing roles late in life that reflect maturity, reflection, that resist vanity. Redford's personality. Behind the glamour, he was known to be private, thoughtful, often uncomfortable with fame. He once said that people focused too much on how he looked. He valued authenticity, believed in art that matters, believed in mentorship. His foundation and his support for independent film and activism reflect that. Marilyn Hagerty. On September 16, 2025, America lost one of its most beloved, unlikely cultural icons, Marilyn Hagerty, the longtime North Dakota newspaper columnist, whose viral Olive Garden review made her a household name, passed away at the age of 99. Her death marked the end of a journalistic career spanning nearly 7 decades, during which she became a symbol of small-town life, sincerity, and the power of everyday storytelling. Marilyn Hanson was born on May 30, 1926, in Pierre, South Dakota. As a teenager, she began writing for her local high school paper. Her curiosity and love for community stories became her hallmark. She pursued a degree in journalism at the University of South Dakota. Graduating in 1948, early in her career, she worked at small-town papers before settling in Grand Forks, North Dakota. In 1957, Marilyn joined the Grand Forks Herald. It would be her professional home for nearly 70 years. She wrote columns about daily life, community events, and especially restaurants. Her series Eat Beat became her signature, a guide to local dining that was less about harsh critique and more about honest impressions. She covered everything from fast food chains to small-town diners, always focusing on the people behind the food. In March 2012, Marilyn reviewed the newly opened Olive Garden in Grand Forks. Her words were simple, direct and kind. She praised the chicken Alfredo as warm and comforting on a cold day, admired the decor, and noted it was the largest and most beautiful restaurant now, operating in Grand Forks. The review went viral almost instantly. National outlets picked it up. Social media users debated it, and some mocked its earnest tone. But chefs and food critics, most notably Anthony Bourdain, defended her. He called her a good soldier of journalism and admired her authenticity. Later, Bourdain even wrote the foreword for her 2013 book, Grand Forks, A History of American Dining in 128 Reviews. Marilyn's sudden fame turned her into a national figure. She appeared on television, was profiled by major newspapers, and became a symbol of unpretentious journalism. The Olive Garden. Review wasn't satire, it was genuine reporting for her community. That authenticity resonated far beyond North Dakota. She published several collections of her columns, including Echoes and the Best of the Eat Beat. Hagerty's style was defined by sincerity. She was never cruel, never pretentious. Her mission was to tell readers what they could expect if they walked into a restaurant. The taste, the service, the feeling. To her, journalism wasn't about tearing down, but about building community. She became part of the fabric of Grand Forks, remembered as much for her kindness as for her writing. Marilyn Hagerty continued writing into her 90s, outlasting entire generations of journalists. On September 16, 2025, she passed away in Grand Forks at the age of 99 after complications from a stroke. She was survived by her family, colleagues, and a community that saw her as one of its defining voices. Tributes poured in from across the country. Colleagues remembered her sharp wit and gentle kindness. Food writers praised her for elevating everyday dining into something meaningful. Anthony Bourdain's earlier words echoed after her passing. She is the real deal, and we need more like her. Marilyn Hagerty never sought fame, yet it found her. Through her writing, she reminded us that stories of small towns, ordinary restaurants, and simple kindness are just as important as the headlines. She lived nearly a century, gave her community a voice, and left behind a legacy of authenticity that continues to inspire. Tomas Lindberg, on September 16, 2025, the world of metal lost one of its most influential voices. Tomas "Tompa" Lindberg, frontman of the Swedish death metal band At the Gates, passed away at 52. His death followed a long battle with cancer that affected not only his health, but his artistry, his community, and the very fabric of extreme music. Tomas Lindberg was born on October 16, 1972, in Gothenburg, Sweden. He grew up during a time when the Swedish metal scene was fertile. Tape trading, punk and hardcore influences, underground DIY shows. He started in the earliest days of underground extreme music under the alias Goatspell. His first major band was Grotesque, an early death metal band that contributed to what would become known later as the Gothenburg Sound. In 1990, Lindberg co-founded At the Gates, which became one of the landmark bands in melodic death metal. Their debut album, The Red in the Sky Is Ours, 1992, pushed boundaries with its complex song structures and dark atmosphere. Over the next few years, they released albums like With Fear E, Kiss the Burning Darkness, 1993, Terminal Spirit Disease, 1994, and then Slaughter of the Soul, 1995, which boosted their international profile and influenced countless bands. After disbanding in 1996, Lindberg explored several side projects and collaborations: Lock Up, Dysphere, Skit System, The Crown, among others. Each reflected different facets of heavy music and punk's political or social underpinnings. In 2007, At the Gates reunited. From about 2014 onward, they released new albums: At War with Reality, To Drink from the Night Itself, The Nightmare of Being, and toured, bringing Lindberg's voice to new generations. In December 2023, Lindberg was diagnosed with adenoid cystic carcinoma, a rare form of cancer affecting the mouth and palate. Treatment included a major operation to remove a portion of the roof of his mouth, followed by radiation therapy over 2 months. In early 2025, additional cancerous tissue was found that could not be treated by surgery or radiation. Lindberg recorded vocals for the upcoming At the Gates album just before his surgery. On September 16, 2025, Tomas Lindberg passed away after complications related to his cancer treatment. He was 52 years old. The band, At the Gates, announced his death via Instagram. Tomas passed away this morning, following complications related to his ongoing cancer treatment. You were an inspiration to us all. You will always be remembered for your generosity and your creative spirit. Lindberg is widely regarded as one of the defining frontmen in extreme metal. Roadrunner Records ranked him among the greatest metal frontmen of all time. His vocal style, harsh, melodic, emotionally intense, influenced entire subgenres. Many newer artists cite Slaughter of the Soul in particular as a turning point for melodic death metal. Outside music, Lindberg also taught social studies in Gothenburg, showing his commitment to local community and education. Lindberg was known not only for his harsh screams on stage, but for a thoughtful intellect off stage. He spoke about the emotional truths in extreme music, about the burden of being both artist and human. From his public statements, he asked fans to take care of yourselves, your loved ones, and the time you have on this earth. Despite his illness, he remained involved in completing new work, showing determination and creative will to the end. Within hours of the announcement, tributes poured in from across the metal community globally. Fellow musicians, critics, fans shared stories of how Lindberg's music, lyrics, and personality shaped them. Many remember not just the music, but his generous spirit, how he supported younger bands, stayed genuine, and carried his art with humility. Tomas Lindberg's legacy is woven into the fabric of extreme music. His voice, both fierce and vulnerable, inspired countless artists and comforted fans. His life reminds us that art born from struggle, passion, and sincerity leaves a mark. He may be gone, but his music, his words, and the community he built will echo on. Rest in power, Tampa. Ed Packard. In the quiet town of Opelika, Alabama, a legacy was quietly concluded on September 16, 2020. Ed Packard, a man whose name became synonymous with election, integrity, and public service in Alabama, passed away at the age of 57. His journey, marked by dedication and a deep commitment to democracy, leaves an indelible mark on the state's electoral landscape. Born on February 16, 1968, in San Antonio, Texas, Ed Packard's early life was shaped by the values of service and community. Raised in a family that valued civic duty, Ed developed a passion for public service at a young age. In 1996, Ed made history by becoming the first person in the United States to earn a Master of Public Administration degree with a specialty in election administration from Auburn University. This achievement set the stage for a career dedicated to ensuring the integrity of elections in Alabama. Ed's professional journey began at Auburn University, where from 1992 to 1996, he served as the lead coordinator for implementing election programs through contracts with the Alabama Secretary of State's office. His work laid the foundation for his future endeavors in election administration. In 1996, Ed expanded his expertise by working as an education and training specialist for the State Board of Elections in Raleigh, North Carolina. This experience broadened his understanding of election systems and prepared him for greater responsibilities. In 1997, Ed returned to Alabama, where he was appointed Administrator of Elections with the Alabama Secretary of State's office. His role involved overseeing the administration of elections, ensuring compliance with state laws, and maintaining the integrity of the electoral process. In 2007, Ed's dedication to voter engagement led to his appointment as Supervisor of Voter Registration. In this capacity, he oversaw statewide voter registration programs, working tirelessly to make voting more accessible to all Alabamians. In 2006, Ed took a bold step into the political arena by running for the office of Secretary of State in the Democratic primary. Although he was not successful in that election, his campaign highlighted his commitment to election reform and public service. In 2022, Ed returned to the political stage, this time as a Republican candidate for Secretary of State, while he did not secure the nomination. His candidacy underscored his unwavering dedication to improving Alabama's electoral systems. In 2017, Ed faced a significant challenge when a misprinted ballot cost the state nearly $500,000. As a result, he was demoted from his position as state election director. Despite this setback, Ed continued to serve in various capacities, demonstrating resilience and a commitment to public service. After nearly 25 years of service, Ed retired from the Alabama Secretary of State's office in December 2021. His retirement marked the end of an era in Alabama's election administration, but his influence continued to be felt throughout the state. Outside of his professional life, Ed was a devoted family man and a respected member of his community. His values of honesty, integrity, and service guided his personal and professional endeavors, earning him the admiration of colleagues and citizens alike. Ed Packard's legacy is one of dedication to the democratic process and a commitment to ensuring that every vote counts. His work has left an indelible mark on Alabama's electoral systems, and his influence will continue to be felt for generations to come. As we reflect on the life and legacy of Ed Packard, we are reminded of the importance of service, integrity, and dedication to the greater good. His contributions to Alabama's elections will not be forgotten. Osvaldo Calics. On September 16, 2025, the football world mourned the loss of Osvaldo Calics, a man whose name became synonymous with dedication, passion, and excellence in the sport. From the streets of Buenos Aires to the grand stadiums of Argentina and Colombia, Calics' journey was one of perseverance and triumph. Born on November 18, 1939, in Buenos Aires, Argentina, Oscar Calics grew up in a city where football was more than just a game. It was a way of life. From a young age, he exhibited a natural talent for the sport, often playing in the streets with his friends, dreaming of one day playing professionally. In 1958, at the age of 18, Calics joined Club Atlético Banfield, a club that would serve as the foundation for his professional career. His time at Banfield was marked by determination and hard work, qualities that would define his approach to the game. Calics' skills did not go unnoticed. In 1966, he made a significant move to San Lorenzo de Almagro, one of Argentina's Big Five clubs. His arrival coincided with the golden era for the club, known as Los Matadores. In 1968, Calics and his teammates clinched the Metropolitano Championship, a testament to their dominance in Argentine football. Calics' performances at the club level earned him a spot in the Argentina national team. He represented his country in the 1966 FIFA World Cup, playing in the crucial match against Switzerland, which secured Argentina's advancement to the quarterfinals. In 1971, Calics embarked on an international journey, joining Atlético Nacional in Colombia. His time in Colombia was marked by success, culminating in winning the 1973 Colombian Championship, further solidifying his reputation as a top-tier midfielder. After retiring from playing, Calics transitioned into coaching. He took the helm at San Lorenzo in 1977 and later at Talleres de Remedios de Escalada in 1985, imparting his knowledge and experience to the next generation of players. Oscar Calics' impact on football transcended his on-field achievements. He was a mentor, a leader, and a symbol of dedication. His legacy lives on in the countless players he inspired and the fans who admired him. As we remember Oscar Osvaldo Calics, we celebrate not just a footballer, but a man whose love for the game and commitment to excellence left an indelible mark on the world of sports. Thank you for joining us in honoring the life and legacy of Oscar Osvaldo Calics. Joke Bruijs. On September 16, 2025, the Netherlands lost one of its most cherished cultural figures. Joke Bruijs, beloved singer, actress, and cabaret performer, passed away at the age of 73. From her humble beginnings in Rotterdam to commanding stages and screens across the country, she captivated audiences with her talent, charm, and indomitable spirit. Today, we celebrate not just a performer, but a life devoted to art, storytelling, and connection. Born January 14, 1952, in Rotterdam, Joke Bruijs grew up in a household where music and performance were part of daily life. She sang for family gatherings, school performances, and local events, revealing a precocious talent for entertaining. Her first public performances were in small community events, where she quickly gained a reputation for her vibrant stage presence. Teachers and neighbors alike recognized her extraordinary potential. At 14, she joined the pop group The Spitfires, immersing herself in the Dutch music scene. This experience gave her a foundation in collaboration, stagecraft, and the challenges of professional performance. She honed her skills not only as a singer but also as a performer who could read and engage audiences, a skill that would define her entire career. Her early work with the Spitfires was a proving ground. It taught her discipline, teamwork, and the joys of connecting with an audience, laying the groundwork for a lifetime in music and theater. In 1970, Bruijs competed in the National Song Contest with the song Okido. Though she did not win, the performance was widely praised and elevated her profile across the Netherlands. Following the contest, she began performing in cabaret, a genre combining music, theater, and social commentary. Cabaret allowed her to experiment creatively, blending humor, storytelling, and song in ways that showcased her versatility. Joke's cabaret performances were renowned for their wit, warmth, and emotional depth. She became a mentor figure to younger performers entering the Dutch cabaret scene, offering guidance on stage presence, timing, and audience engagement. Her ability to communicate directly with audiences, whether through laughter, song, or heartfelt stories, set her apart from contemporaries. She didn't just perform, she created experiences that resonated deeply with her audiences. Joke Bruijs gained national recognition through her television roles, often starring alongside her then-husband Gerard Cox. Their collaborations, including sitcoms and TV specials, became beloved fixtures in Dutch homes. Her role as Maria de Jong in Goede Tijden, Slechte Tijden in 2009 marked a triumphant return to television. She seamlessly transitioned from music to acting, proving her adaptability and talent. In 2018, her return to the show was celebrated as a cultural event. Audiences spanning generations applauded her ability to breathe life into complex, relatable characters.